Good afternoon, friends. You're tuned into Radio Zindagi, 1600 AM in New York and 101.5 FM HD2 in New Jersey. This is your host, Amit, live from Houston, Texas. Live in the studios of Edison, New Jersey. Amanat, I think I can hear you back. So thank you so much, Jiten, for fixing that so quickly. Jiten, just a quick hello to him. He's handling the board for us today. Jiten, welcome to the show as well. And friends, we have plenty to talk about, so let me get right into it. India and England, New Zealand and Pakistan, South Africa and Australia, Sri Lanka and Zimbabwe. So let me just go ahead and give a scorecard to our listeners, paint the picture for them, and we'll get into the discussions. India and England, the test match going on in Mohali. India, 271, loss of 6 wickets in reply to England's first inning scores of 283 all out. New Zealand and Pakistan. This is turning out to be a really, really good test match. Amanat and Atul, this is turning out to be a really good one. New Zealand in their first inning scored 271 all out. In response, Pakistan, they came very, very close, 216 for loss of, they were bowled out completely. So far, at one point it looked like Pakistan were in deep trouble, but great innings by Babar Azam and Sarfaraz Khan that actually saw them go over the 200 limit, and so I think this is shaping out to be a really, really good test match in New Zealand. Also, just recently concluded Sri Lanka and Zimbabwe. Sri Lanka won the finals, and they won the finals pretty comfortably here. They restricted Zimbabwe to 166. In response, Sri Lankans came back and won by 6 wickets. And Australia and South Africa, where Australians won that match, defeating South Africa. Atul and Amanat, India and England, the Punjab Cricket Association in Mohali. India batting now 200 some odd runs, loss of 6 wickets. Your take?
It's a match is evenly poised at this stage. It has been going up and down in each team's favor. If I go session by session in the last 6 sessions, first session belonged to India. But then there was good rearguard action by England, and they managed to pull it back in their favor. They managed to score 283, which is not a bad score. They could have done better. Their par score would have been 400. They scored 283, but given that they had lost 4 quick wickets, it is a testimony to their middle and lower order, which the tail wagged. Now coming to India, India did not have a good start with Murali Vijay getting out very quickly, but Parthiv Patel hung on despite some lives, and India seemed very comfortable at 148 for 2, but then had a mid-innings collapse, and at 205 for 6 it didn't look good. But now Jadeja and Ashwin have managed to give some hope to India. They have brought it to 280, 263. India is just marginal, 271, I'm sorry. Only 12 runs behind England. So,
Atul, there was a lot of criticism on the way the Indians batted, especially leaving ball outside of off stump. I know we saw the way Vijay got out and the way Kohli got out. Your take on that?
Well, basically, they understand the weakness of the Indian team, which has been there, not now. It's been there since India started playing cricket. We never knew where our off stump is. Off late, the newer players were actually playing much better. They knew where their off stump is. But that weakness still remains in our DNA. It creeps in on and off. England actually said before the game started that we have a plan for Virat Kohli. I guess they have a plan not only for him but for all Indian batters. Keep bowling outside the off stump, frustrate the batsman, and then once the batsman is frustrated, he will play a silly shot, and that's exactly what Pujara did. Pujara got out on a rank bad ball, and it opened the gates for England to take over a couple of wickets very quickly. So I still believe they should continue leaving the ball outside the off stump. They should have patience. Virat had patience. He scored those 60-odd runs with a lot of patience, and I think they should do that. The whole concept of the game today, both Cook and Virat are playing, is have control over the game, and the batsman will give you the wicket. And that's exactly what's happening. There's nothing in the pitch. The pitch is perfectly fine. Both teams have lost their wickets because they lost control and dominance while they were batting, and then they played rash shots.
Go ahead, Amanath.
Huku brought up a good point about Indians not knowing where their off stump is. It used to be called Indians are very good fishermen, fishing outside the off stump.
I've heard that before. We have all heard that before. No, gentlemen, this is not your regular Mohali pitch. Three of us have been covering cricket there for many years now. So this is not your traditional Mohali pitch that we all had expected to be such a pacer-friendly wicket. I have seen ball just completely staying so low because of some of the wickets the pacers have taken. You can actually see the ball is actually puffing up.
Actually, if you're right, it's not a regular pitch in Mohali. It was not a regular pitch in Vizag and Rajkot. All the three pitches, if you look, they're all similar. The ball starts keeping low towards the third and the fourth day. Sometimes it keeps low on the second day. But the ball is not gripping. It is not spinning as the way Indian pitches used to spin. And they're basically good batting wickets, provided you have the patience to stay there.
They are not rank turners, just to re-emphasize that point. Nor is it the fast, bouncy pitches of earlier Mohali days. But the fact remains, batsmen have to show the application to stay at the wicket and bat for 2 sessions. And
30 seconds more, guys, before we go and take a short break. Real quickly, we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap up India and England. Both of you take Amanath and Atul. 30 seconds.
First session on third day is crucial. Can India build a lead of some substance? Otherwise, game is still very open.
Exactly what Amanath says. I have the same sentiments. If India can put a lead of 50 runs, it's good. Anything above 100, they've out-batted the other team.
Well, friends, you're tuned into Full Toss on Radio Zindagi, 1600 AM and 101.5 FM HD2 in New Jersey. This is your host, Amit, along with Amanath and Atul in the studio. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these short messages from our sponsors. Friends, you're tuned into Full Toss, voice of cricket in America on Radio Zindagi, 1600 AM in New York, 101.5 FM HD2 in New Jersey. RadioZindagi.com is where you can listen to us online. Facebook, you can like us on Radio Zindagi in New York. This is your host, Amit, live from Houston, Texas, and live in the studios of Radio Zindagi, Edison, New Jersey, Amanath and Atul Huku. Now, before we move on, just want to give a quick update to our listeners that our listeners can find us on Facebook. Amanath has set up a wonderful page. Amanath, go ahead and give us details about our Facebook page.
There's a specific page dedicated for Full Toss on Facebook, and with the result, people can see the content, the links, the photographs that we upload onto Facebook. You can participate in that. Listeners are most welcome to join in.
And there is also a podcast available, Amanath.
Yes, the podcast, the links are there where you can catch up on old episodes as well. And we also have a Twitter handle called Full Toss Cricket.
Now, another update for our listeners. Last week we have started a contest here on Radio Zindagi. My friend Atul Huku is going to play a clip of that, and this is known as hashtag Tracer Bullet. And what we had done last week, we had requested our listeners to use their smartphones, record themselves using this hashtag Tracer Bullet. Record it, send it to us at fulltoss@radiozindagi.com. fulltoss@radiozindagi.com. Let me go ahead and request Atul Huku to go ahead and play a clip for us, and we'll talk about it.
Drives through the covers. It's into the fence like a tracer bullet. This is the hashtag, like a tracer bullet challenge. You heard me say it over the microphone over the years. Let's see how my colleagues do it. And that's gone to the boundary like a tracer bullet. Good effort, Gavaskar. Not bad at all.
So
there you
ladies
are.
and gentlemen, that was the clip that we just played. Hashtag Tracer Bullet. You can also find this clip on our Facebook page, Full Toss. You can view that. Use your smartphones, record it, and send that clip over to us at fulltoss@radiozindagi.com. Fulltoss@radiozindagi.com. We'll air your clips on our show, and we'll pick a winner, and you will be given some good prizes from Radio Zindagi.
Please be imaginative as much as possible. I'm sure you'll have your own ways to do better than even Ravi Shastri about the tracer bullet.
Atul Huku, go ahead, man.
No, we like Amit and my friend Amarnath has said, we request you to all come on. Let's get into the challenge and let's do a better job than Ravi Shastri has ever done in his life.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned into Full Toss, Voice of America in on Radio Zindagi, 1600 AM in New York and 101.5 FM HD2 in New Jersey. This is your host Amit, along with Amarnath and Atul in Edison, New Jersey, in our studios. And on the board is Jitin Shukla. Jitin, I just butchered your name, so I apologize. Next week I'll give you some more airtime. That's a promise. Friends, we'll get into South Africa and Australia now.
Sure.
Now, Amarnath, you have your fundamental analysis. We have all seen what happened in the previous two test matches. Australia came back with a statement in this particular test.
Yes.
Your take, gentlemen.
Let me quickly do my fundamental analysis. Yes.
You do your fundamental analysis, and I have some technical questions for Atul Huku.
Okay. South Africa batted first, and they managed to score only 259 in the first innings, and that too only because of a brilliant century by their captain Faf du Plessis. And he took a gamble and declared at 259 for 9, trying to put pressure on Australia, but it backfired. Australia hit back with a good score of 383, taking a good first innings total of 124. And once the pressure got to the South Africans, in the second innings, they collapsed for 250, giving a score of only 127 for the chase, which Australia duly did. Now, Australia won the match comfortably with 7 wickets. I do my analysis by breaking down top order matchup, middle order matchup, and lower order matchup. How do the two teams match up? If you look at the top order matchup, the first 3 batsmen of South Africa versus the first 3 batsmen of Australia, South Africa scored about 33 runs per wicket, whereas Australia scored 49 runs per wicket. So it is very clear that the top order of Australia significantly outperformed the top order of South Africa. So that shows, and that is shown by Usman Khawaja's brilliant century. Now, if you take the middle order matchup, it is almost equal. It's around 27 runs for South Africa and 32 runs for Australia. But even there, Australia has got the edge. More important, now let us look at the lower order. Lower order of South Africa was about 19 runs per wicket, whereas the lower order of Australia was 35 runs per wicket, thanks to Stark. Stark was not only a very good bowler, but he also batted very well, and others also chipped in. So the difference between 35 and 19 is significant. So you can see the top order and lower order of Australia outperformed South Africa, and that's why they had a very good win. Now, if I give marks at an overall weighted average, in South Africa, if I rate them at 100, I have to rate Australia was around 130. They were 30% better. They were at least 30% better than South Africa. That's why they were deserving winners by 7 wickets. Over to you, Atul.
Atul, I have a quick question for you. Over the years, teams have struggled to hold David Warner. What was South Africa's plan in making sure that he, gets back to pavilion, and for future teams, what should be their game plan?
Well, with David Warner, his batting is like Virender Sehwag. There is no plan. You cannot have any plan for David Warner. David Warner has to make a mistake. He's a batsman who likes to hit the ball and get going, Unfortunately, for such batsmen, you really cannot plan anything out. They have to make a mistake, and that's basically it.
And also, friends, you can find this analysis that Amanat just gave on our blog, fulltosscricket.com. And you can also find this on our Facebook page, that is Full Toss. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned into Full Toss, Voice of Cricket in America on Radio Zindagi, 1600 AM in New York, 101.5 FM HD2 in New Jersey. We have 30 seconds left, gentlemen, before we get into we'll get into another short sponsors messages break. Just a quick recap for those of you who are just tuning in. Log on to our Facebook page. We are doing a contest here on Full Toss at Radio Zindagi. Hashtag Tracer Bullet. Use your smartphones, record yourself, and send it to us at fulltoss@radiozindagi.com. We'll air those on our coming shows, and we'll pick a winner, and you'll be awarded something from Radio Zindagi. Go ahead, Amanat, real quickly, 10 seconds.
Okay. The phone number in the studio is 848-444-1600. So anyone wants to call, give us a call at 848-444-1600.
Stay tuned, friends. We'll be right back after these short messages from our sponsors. Friends, you're tuned into Full Toss on Radio Zindagi, Voice of Cricket in America on 1600 AM in New York, 101.5 FM HD2 in New Jersey. This is your host, Amit, live from Houston, Texas. Live in the studios of Radio Zindagi in Edison, New Jersey, Amanat and Atul Hukku, who are joining me. They're both the panelists, analysts, and cricket experts. Gentlemen, I have had a wonderful opportunity to watch some cricket here locally in Houston today.
Wonderful.
In fact, just before the show, I was at the ground. I had witnessed some really good cricket. Now in Houston, it's almost 70 degrees. Quite a sunny day here. Yeah. I don't mean to rub it in. I know you guys are pretty cold over there on East Coast.
Well, winter is setting in. What else do you expect towards the end of November? Go ahead.
Well, it's nice and sunny day here in Houston, and there's a cricket match going on here right now between the Houston Tigers Cricket Club and Westside Cricket Club. Now, the HTCC, that is the Houston Tigers Cricket Club, the captain is Ranjit Nair. And for Westside Cricket Club, the captain is Davinder Singh. Now, WCC, they were all out in 20 overs for 111. 111, that's all they scored. And they're pretty good bowling performance. I actually watched this the entire bowling. And the top performer for Houston Tigers Cricket Club was Omer. 3 overs, 11 runs, and 3 wickets. Similarly, Abin, who bowled 5 overs, 30 runs, 2 wickets, and Binu Nair, who bowled 5 overs, 12 runs, and 2 wickets. So overall, it was a very good performance by the Houston Tigers Cricket Club. And now they're batting right now. I'm just waiting for the scorecard. And if I get it, I'll be more than happy to share it with all of you. So that was the update here from Houston. There's plenty of cricket happening here all across Houston. The weather is usually nice here during the daytime. So people do get out, and there's plenty of cricket that is being played on these grounds here, gentlemen.
Very good. Keep the flag flying for cricket.
Absolutely.
New Jersey is cold.
In coming weeks, I'll be updating you some of the progress that is being done here on youth cricket. There are a lot of youth cricket academies here in Houston, and women's cricket also.
Catch the next generation early.
We'll do that. Well, friends, you're tuned into Full Toss on Radio Zindagi, 1600 AM in New York, 101.5 FM HD2 in New Jersey. 848-444-1600, 848-444-1600 is the phone number in the studios. If you want to participate in any of the discussions we're having, give us a call. We'll put you live on air. Atul and Amanat will move into, we have less than 5 minutes left. I want to talk about Pakistan and New Zealand.
Excellent.
Now, this is turning out to be a really, really cracker of a test match. And most of us, we were, we had some questions early on. Misbah-ul-Haq was sent back. He had to leave his side due to a family emergency. And so there were questions already as to, who is going to replace him, who's going to captain him, and all those things. But I think those have been answered. I want to talk about Babar Azam. Babar Azam, now I've been following his career for quite some time now. Let me tell you something. This guy is amazing. The way he bats, the amount of maturity he shows is just unbelievable. Now, before we get into the discussion, here's the scorecard, friends. New Zealand, in their first innings, they were bundled out for 271. Pakistan, in response, 216 at one stage. It looked like Pakistan were probably going to be, bundled out for less than 150. That did not happen. good resistance by Azam and Sarfaraz Khan that actually, put them above 200 runs. Your take, gentlemen.
New Zealand and Pakistan is going as per script. The Pakistan batting weakness was clearly shown, but for Babar Azam, they had nobody else. They would have been shot out for below 100 if Babar Azam had failed. So they were at one time 76 for 5. And I have to give credit to New Zealand for having 271. They were put into bat by Pakistan. And they still managed to score 271, which is a credit to them. And there is a new boy, not Paresh Rawal, but Jeet Rawal.
Jeet Rawal, yeah.
For New Zealand, who managed to score, again, a patient 55. I would still give the edge to New Zealand in this test match. If rain does not play, spoil sport, they should wrap this match up. Over to you, Atul.
Well, as far as New Zealand and Pakistan are concerned, Pakistan has always had a very good bowling side. Very strong in their bowling, weak in their batting. And New Zealand has got a fantastic batting side, okay bowling attack. I think Pakistan should take full advantage, even if they have one or two batsmen, which they should hang around there and score. Because you have to remember one thing. It's easier to score runs in New Zealand because the grounds are smaller.
The grounds are smaller, yes, you're right about
much
that.
smaller. So a batsman of even a smaller caliber and talent, if he sticks around there, he will get the runs. And if you go and look at the match today, New Zealand has not really put a huge total. 270 odd runs is not a big score. And if Pakistan has come very close to it, Pakistan can bowl well and bowl them out at a lower score in the second inning, and therefore have a good chance of winning this match. But it all depends. We all know we all make mistakes. So,
all right, Amarnath, before we wrap up this segment, you have something to add?
Well, it's going to be a very tight match, as Huku said, with respect to Pakistan making a show. It'll come down to their bowling in the second innings. Can they bundle out New Zealand to within 150? Any score more than 250 to chase on the fourth innings wicket is going to be out of reach for Pakistan. Within 200, they have a hope.
Okay. Well, friends, just a quick reminder before we wrap up the show, and I'm just assuming that, Jiten, that we have a minute left. Is that correct? So just a quick reminder to our listeners, log on to our Full Toss Facebook page. There's a video uploaded there, Tracer Bullet Challenge. Use your smartphones, be creative, send us a clip of your version of a Tracer Bullet and send it to us at fulltoss@radiozindagi.com. Fulltoss@radiozindagi.com. We'll be airing those in coming weeks, and we'll pick a winner. And you'll be awarded for that. And definitely go visit our blog, fulltosscricket.com. And I want to thank Amarnath and Atul for joining in, and thank you so much for your analysis. And before we wrap up, just want to give a shout out to Jiten for giving us such a wonderful hand in handling the board here. Stay tuned, friends. More programming on Radio Zindagi. We'll be back here next Sunday afternoon, 12:30 Eastern Time, 11:30 Houston Time. Till then, everyone, have a fantastic weekend.